I don't know how you are, but since I know myself, I wanted to be rich. Growing up, I realized with every step I took, that I was not at all close to financial independence, on the contrary. That's why, when I changed my life, and started reading, the first books were about money. How to make money, how to get out of poverty, how to invest in the stock market, etc. These were the things that really interested me. From all the finance books studied, I came up with an idea, and I put together 7 golden rules that will save you from poverty. Before you start though, I would ask you to like this clip, so that as many people as possible can see it. Thank you. 1. Start filling your bag with money. I don't care that you are an ordinary man, or that you are the richest man on earth. You have to start with this rule. It is imperative to learn to put money aside. Until recently, I didn't even think about saving. This aspect seemed childish to me. But we are interested in getting rid of poverty, as soon as possible, and getting closer to wealth. So this is a step we need to take. You can start with a small percentage of your income, about 10%, or it can be higher. Remember, the more you put aside each month, the faster you reach prosperity. You know that most people, somewhere over 60% of the population, maybe even more, do not have a savings fund. We humans are programmed by our nature, to want things now. We are not willing to wait. That is why we are focused on spending, and not on saving. All the good things in life come after sacrifices. It's the same with money. You have to put it aside now, for the future. You need to start building from now on, routines related to money, and then to start living the ideal life. 2. Control your expenses. If you were to ask yourself, how much money did you spend last month on clothes, the exact figure, what would your answer be? Or if I were to ask you, how much did you spend on your last vacation, strictly on food? If you do not know these answers, it means that you do not follow this rule. The rich count both the income, but especially the expenses. There are various free applications on your smartphone, where you can monitor your daily expenses. This is a wonderful thing, as you can see retroactively, where most of the money goes. I tell you honestly, it was hard to convince myself to start this exercise. Ever since I made a habit of tracking all my expenses, I've had a surprise. I spent most of my money on useless things that only brought me pleasures for the moment. The amounts were so large, that I couldn't believe it. I would never have realized this. I realized it, only when I started tracking all my expenses. Who knows, where you lose the most money you could easily save. If you don't start tracking, you won't notice. This is a principle of business and marketing, which also applies in everyday life. Namely, what you don't measure, can't be improved. If you want to lose weight, measure your calories input, and weight. If you want to improve your financial situation, you measure your income and expenses. It's a logical thing. 3. Increase your money set aside. It is not enough to put money aside, because over time, it devalues. From year to year, their purchasing power decreases, little by little. For example, $1 from the 70s, is worth only a few cents nowadays. You must always look for ways to reinvest your savings. And the best places where you could invest, are, on the stock market, in real estate, or in business. Remember, no one will tell you exactly where to invest your money. Except only those who want to take advantage of you. I really thought about this a lot, and I came up with an idea. You can start, for example, with a virtual portfolio on the stock exchange. And in all this time, you gain experience trading. The experience that will make a difference in the future. 4. Be careful not to lose your money. As we were talking about the stock market, the famous investor Warren Buffett has 2 rules when it comes to investing in the stock market. 1. Never lose money. And 2. Don't forget the first rule. It is imperative to be extremely careful when deciding to invest. If you want to invest, never give money to people who do not know how. What do I mean by that? For example, don't give money to a farmer to invest in gold, because he will lose it. Give it to a man who has knowledge about this, or get advice from one. However, when you want to invest, both in business or real estate, but also in the stock market, there are always risks. Your goal is to minimize these dangers, as much as possible. 5. Turn your home into a profitable investment. This rule can have many meanings. But I interpret it in terms of humbleness. Make your home beautiful and clean. But don't waste money on things you don't plan to use anyway. Look at your room. How many things you have, that you have not used even once in your life, and they are rusting. Give up all unjustified opulence. And in the future, Be much more careful when you decide to buy something new. 6. Create an income for the future. You want me to reveal a secret to you? The rich do not think about retirement. Because they are building their assets, which will bring them money, for the rest of their lives. I really encourage you to do an exercise of imagination. And to think how you would live your life if there were no concept of pension. It would probably motivate you more to start collecting assets too. And this is the life you should adopt too. 7. Improve your talent of winning. Before you invest in other things, invest in yourself. Educate yourself, read books, look for answers, mentors, go to seminars to become valuable. And then earn even more. Regardless of the field you belong to, only the 5% of the top make real fortunes. And to reach those 5%, you have to constantly improve. These are the 7 golden rules against poverty that I use. And I can guarantee you that they will work for anyone who really wants to be financially independent. If you liked this video, don't forget to give a thumb up, hit the subscribe button to see other similar videos in the future.